Yeah, balls to it, we'll go fucking live. Why not? I look like shit, but I don't care. Doesn't matter. To be honest, what we're playing's kind of shit, so it's not like I need to dignify the game with looking halfway decent. To be honest, I don't look that bad. I'm just... Why am I always wearing this t-shirt? I swear I don't just wear this all the time. It just seems to always fall like I'm wearing it when it's... Like, look, it's clean and everything. Anyway. This is something my Athlon does. We're on the Athlon, as you can tell. I read it as 3200. I was like, did I didn't upgrade this? It's perpetually 2003 on this machine. It must be like the 13th, I think. I'd like it to be halfway right. The clock's actually right because I started it at midnight. It's only a minute off. Look at that. Yeah, I know I'm using US language Windows. I wanted to know what the date was. Yeah, it's 2018. Well, shit. You have to wonder if the machine will be around in 2100. It won't take long to set this up. I just figured I'd actually demonstrate. This is what it does when it loses power, and it's not a flat CMOS battery. It's because the system doesn't know what this CPU is, and I can't blame it because it's not a very common CPU. It's a bit of a weird one. Oops, an extra press there. I think that needs to be AGP. That should be on. We're not using it. It's just to stop Windows going balmy because that's what it's used to. Yeah, that shit's all okay. That needs to be like that. We'll plug and play. I want it to shut down if it hits 60. There we go, now we can start the thing. Hello, George Zatorsky. So I couldn't read that from so far away. It's like I remember it, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, now I can start this machine, except that. Ignore that, it does that. I'm not going to fix that, I should just turn the floppy drive off in the BIOS. It's not... I don't use floppy disk drives, they don't work. Yeah, I know. Boot from the hard drive instead. Okay. Can't believe I'm playing this. I've recorded this game a few times over the years, and I've always put off uploading it, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do it. Oh yeah, the volume's awful from this card. I don't know if the I don't actually know if the sound's going to be particularly loud on this. It's the only thing I can really floor these C Media chips for. I mean, they're really cheap and shit. I don't know if they are now. I think they still make them. But the volume on them is not very good. Oh yeah, we've got room to whack that up. We can turn it down in OBS if it's too loud. Oh no, you won't have done this. You can't get this game in public. In fact, I might be the only person who has it now. It's not finished. Let me see if I can... If you could find anything about it, it would be under a different name, I believe. Let me see if I can find out what the name was changed to. I'll explain more about what's the history of it and everything as I go along. Yeah, what was the name of that shit? Yeah, I think Resident Evil Scientist Origins is what this game became named, but again, good luck finding it. It's not something you're going to find out there. And it's not, it probably won't work right. Like, the level probably won't end, and I'm probably going to have to keep coming out with the game and fiddling with file names. Also, I've fucked with the key maps a bit, because opening doors is bound to retard. And I know I've got big hands, but that's a little bit ridiculous getting over there. I can just about do it, but it's not really comfortable. So I moved it to E. Load times are shit, and you think I could run this on my Xeon, it'll load at the exact same speed. So, it's made with Fast Person Shooter Creator, and I didn't make this. This was made by, well, you might be able to make out a name in the bottom right. It says Paul Rhodes. And I don't know if that name's familiar to you, but if it is, then I'd fucking pity you. Yeah, we got fucking wolves in here now, but yeah, this Paul Rhodes basically is generally on the internet is known by names like PaulandAmy, PaulandAmy Rhodes Rose, things like that. They used to run some peculiar websites like tunaphilia.net and stepmaniacrazy.com and shit like that. Some tech support thing, I think, as well. He was always trying to make it big running websites, and he decided he was going to make a game with first-person shooter creator. Oh, now it doesn't work. Come on, you son of a bitch. I want to do this. If I can get it to work. Problem is, I can't run and crouch at the same time. It's going to screw me up. It's somewhat off this back corner here. If I can't get this to work in a minute, what I'm trying to do, I'll get back to it. Later on, we'll just come back and try again. I'll try to bug through the floor, but it's not working now. I could do it every time when I was testing it on here before. The thing is, I think this game uses DirectX 9. Yeah, we'll come back to that bug. That's on me now, of course, I fixed it. But yeah, this parson, you might be able to find some shit about him. I'm sure there's videos on YouTube that still refer to the guy and how fucked up he was. And you see, basically he was in my group at college. Yeah, met the guy on my first day on the IT course and thought, yeah, this guy's weird, I don't really want to have anything to do with him. But through other fucking people and shit, somebody, I don't really remember who it was, handed me a copy of this, and it's a game that he was working on. But I mean, this is all over a decade ago. I don't remember where the fuck it's from now, but how far he was in or how far he got. Such a great reading. That's not his voice. That is some guy called Mark, I believe, who is not an issue. So I won't go bug it in. But if you can find the Rhodes guy who made this game, by all means start shit for him, because he does deserve it. But you know, he's basically he's a kid fucker. So yeah, this is the game of a very sick person. It's an interesting insight into the mind of such a person as to what they would come up with. I don't know why the textures have scribbles on. I guess maybe he didn't pay for them or something. But you know, we can save that long walk back. Here you go. Fuck. It's not very good, is it? We've got like 4 levels to go. But yeah, I might stop and try and play you a video of this guy at some point. I know someone will have a copy out there on the internet. Can I do this? Come on, I want to go through the floor. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. Ah, come on, you bastard, get down there. So all the footstep sounds are horrible, aren't they? Well, let's just get out of here. We can pick things up. We do have a weapon. which, because I'm on a machine that's a little slower, there's a bug that happens with it that won't affect us. But usually if you just tap the fire button, the sound will play over and over. It has a scope on it, which seems a bit weird for a gun like that. Oh no, the zombies are standing there unthreateningly. He's got a bit of a tick, that one, doesn't he? Oh, he's just realised I'm there. He's like, oh yeah, that's it. I guess they don't pay him enough. I mean, this is Rhodes after all. His websites wouldn't be drawing in that much money. Small wonder this Rhodes was a fiery, isn't it? You know. Ah, come on, you bastard! End the level. This is where the level's supposed to end, but it doesn't always work. So, basically, what we're going to have to do is exit the game, which luckily I can do quite easily, and then we're going to have to change things back. But there is a sound that plays at the end of that level, and I'm going to see if I can find it. Let's have a look here.
What the fuck is going on around here?
Yeah, such great voice acting, isn't it?
What the fuck is going on around here? Is all this an experiment that's gone wrong?
Oh dear. Right. Well, let me see. That's the wrong mouse. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, test level has nothing good in there. So what we're going to have to do is rename the maps. So what I'll do is I'll rotate them. I'll put level 1 in level 4. First go and move them all backwards. It means I've got to temporarily put that somewhere else. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't know if the exits will work in the other levels either, but I don't know why that happens. It's not like it's the most competently made thing in the world. I'm honestly amazed it runs under Windows 98 and on a GeForce 40i, because I'm not really sure it's supposed to. Start, you piece of crap! Now if I have to fucking exit this this again, then I'm going to see about doing something else here. Let me see, what is in that scene there? That's what's in that scene. Just as long as I know. So I'll be able to use that to maybe look at some things if I have to come out of the game again. Because we're assuming it hasn't crashed, and you never really can be all that sure. It seems my machine may have locked up. That's not good. I hope I don't have to play it on another machine, because I don't have one. If it doesn't work, I'll maybe end up leaving it for today. Oh no, it's alright. Here we go. Now luckily we do get a gun at the start of the level, I think. If we don't, we won't be able to kill anything. Nope, no more guns. That's not good. Well, now we can't kill stuff. But it's unfortunately the way things are. Oh, it's going to lag here. It lags on my Xeon here. Now there is a key. We've just got it. Yeah, even the fucking PS1 fucking beat this. Now, uploading a slow machine might not be necessarily as bad, because it's going to affect the platform speeds. Because if we go down there, we're not getting out, but it does mean we're doing a bit of syrup jumping. Problem is, the platforms actually push you when you're not on them, as you can see, so... is there an item out here? I don't remember. No, there's barrels we could shoot. Thing is, it's not like it's loading a lot, is it? Oh, jeez. It's not very eventful, let's be honest. I hope we don't have to kill... Oh, no, I remember this bit. It's fucking redundant. I may not be able to pass this without the gun. That fucking walking sound. It's like he was afraid of waking his foster parents up when he was recording this. I'm going to start bunny hopping because that sound is knocking my head really badly. The frame rate's bad. The frame rate's bad. I want to get out of here. Now, if you didn't pick that key up, you're going to have to run all the way back down there. You're not going to enjoy it. I mean, if you enjoy this, then there's something wrong with you, I'm sorry, but you need to go and get your head checked out. Right, so it's only on the PC, this game. There's no console version. I don't think he had any plans to do that. That's this fucking first-person shooter creator. That's what the pros use. He was going to be big with this. Like, this was going to be Resident Evil Scientist Origins, this game. It was going to take on the world. I didn't know about the name change. It might not even be the same game. It was just somebody pointed it out to me a while back. Pardon me. No, zombie walked off. Oh, the frame rate's good now. No, it's bad again. I guess we're going to find out if that power supply I put in here is any good, aren't we? Well, it's like a $20 power supply in a 5-volt Athlon. Oh, thank heavens. Well, that's what you think. I can just close the game, that would escape you. It's a bit like there's no escaping your jail cell, eh, Rhodsy? You fucking bastard. You better hope I don't fucking run into you. I don't really think very highly of kid fuckers. Yeah, we're doing a bit better. There is an FPS display, but I can't remember how to turn it on. Oh look, zombies. They're moving towards me slowly. And the level won't exit, so we're going to have to go out and fidget with file names again. We could just die. Fuck that, we'll be here all day. Is there an FPS count? I'm sure there's an FPS counter in here. No, doesn't look that way. Maybe I was using fraps. It's pretty bad. Yeah. Right, now what we need to do is move the levels backwards again. So this is 3, 4, 1, 2. Doesn't matter, I can fuck this copy up as much as I want. I don't know why the levels aren't exiting it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, you can say he didn't complete it and shit, but even if he had, which it wouldn't be like him to finish a project, I don't think he'd have fixed it. And like I say, I don't know how far in development he got. Someone else, howdy Ed Neil, someone else sent me like some video of some shit that he made for this, like some model of Amy Rose and some Jeep, but that's about it. Now I doubt if we're going to have a gun in here. Oh shit, this has lean buttons. We didn't have those before. Why do we have them now? Why does it make him walk when I do that? And only sometimes. That's... well, the frame rate's not great. It's not like the frame rate drops so much as the game speed goes to hell. Either that or I just don't notice. I mean, you know, I can play at low frame rates. But yeah, as this level's probably not going to exit either, I'll try and get our pal Rhodesy up on screen when I've got to the end of this level. Oh man, oh no, let me in there. I guess we're going to have to walk them out because I can't kill them. I've got no guns. This is where I think he decided to have a go at scripting. Yeah, the sound effects are quite bad.
Oh, wait. I have a very strange thing about the room on the other side of that door. Please, be careful.
Oh yeah, they can just push those things, can't they? Oh, isn't this... I think the level just ends here. Yeah, I think that's basically it. Yeah, they take a lot of bullets. Right, I think all we got left now is a boss map. Oh, that kills them. That's... I wish we had these in the other levels. If we walk against it, they die. Yeah, let me see what I can do here. Let's put that there so you can see how slow it exits. I don't need to close tabs on my fucking browser. I don't give a shit. You can see what I've got in my fucking browser. It's no different to me. Okay. I can tell you what, I'll edit the description. Let's see if we can pull in some people later on. But yeah, let's have a look here. Which mouse are we on? Okay, this is... oh wow, my camera stops working when I do that. I guess we don't need that. We have desktop audio, so yeah, that should be alright. PaulandAmy, well, this is he. This is obviously not his channel, and I guess you can sort of see what he does. But this was a video that, yeah, kinda, it's all you need to know.
First thing I'm gonna say, I'm pissed off. I'll tell you why. Because people are having a go at us for having a go at them.
Seems reasonable.
Well, I'm sorry, but you have a go at us first. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna apologise. I mean, a robo-tunophile, I'm one. My best friend is one. Yes, we know the concepts of reality and virtuality. That, I'm fed up of people saying that over and over. We
understand the concepts. Get it in your thick fucking skulls. Another thing. People are having a go at us for having a go at them. Well, I'm sorry. We have a go at you because you have a go at us first.
Is how that video would have ended, but I don't know if anyone has the full version anymore, and I certainly don't. he had a few things about on the internet. I could dig up archives of his old websites, I guess, but you get the idea, I think. You know, is obviously a weirdo and a kid fucker, and it's seems people have a reasonable response to that and don't like him very much. It's that's pretty good, you know. Restores a bit of faith in humanity. I think this here is probably the game we're playing. I guess he decided to change it later on. I don't think it's... oh yeah, it's a game you're working on. It's very fucking first-person shooter creator, dude. Of course, his shit game skills are sort of the least of our worries. His channel was still alive on YouTube, but the British Umbrella Corp. It's a shame. I don't think it's there anymore. Yeah, coming soon. You would hope so. Oh, his channel might still be alive. You would hope they were coming in his fucking butt in prison. Oh, all his videos are gone. Oh, that's sad. That's real sad. What a shame. Yeah, I can upload my little movies. Oh, he's still got a Toon affiliate link in his description. Look at that. It won't work. I'm not going there because I don't want to know what the fuck lives there now. I'd rather not be associated with such URLs, and plus the fact, as he no longer occupies it, there's probably some Chinese fucking Trojans or something over there. If you want to go over there, go over there, but from what I remember, that site was basically you could give him money and he would give you a marriage certificate to some fucking like cartoon character of your choice, as it were. Oh god, I forgot to finish exiting. Never mind, it's not a huge. Which seems a bit bullshit to me. But this should be the last level. 5. 1, 2, 3. Of course, it makes no difference because we can never leave the first level. But yeah, I'm surprised I can remember his words at the end of the video because it's years since I really saw that. But yeah, it was something like that. You know, I'm fed up of saying that over and over. Get it in your thick fucking skulls. Which it, I wish it was more fucking. I wish it was still there, because just his expression alone was funny. This guy runs. This is the boss. It's like some prison inmate looking guy. It's like foreshadowing. I never heard of him. I had the misfortune of meeting him. Like I say, he was on my college course. He left, I think, but after like the first day or two. I was still at 500 health. I thought he hit me. Does he headbutt us? Oh no, he just flails. Should we use a skirt? Ah, that low poly just... I don't know why it's this colour in here. Yeah, it's a very strange individual. And he kind of looks like Hitler. Well, it doesn't work that way, because if you watch the bullet count, it doesn't mesh up with... Well, it does if we do that, but if you go by the sound when we hold it down, I'm sure it's firing more than the count's letting off. That's it. Usually you would just get a game over screen there, which I posted the game over screen on Discord before. I don't know if I'll be able to find it in the files, but that is the Devil's Playground. It is a game that was made by Paul Rhodes, a pedophile from my fucking city, who I had the misfortune of meeting, and somebody passed me a copy of this fucking piece of shit that he was working on many, many years ago. I would release this this fucking game, but because some fucking Russian guy was a dickhead, I'm not going to. So nobody else is ever going to play this unless somebody else has a copy, because some Russian guy was an asshole. And so because of him, now none of you can ever fucking experience this for yourself. But you probably wouldn't want to anyway. It's fucking horrible. It's not horrible enough to warrant fucking with, really, but... yeah, exactly. I'm sure it must really hurt you to not have this awesome piece of video game history in your collection. Come on, go through the floor, you bastard. I can do it every other time. It's only when I do a live stream I can't get it to work. Because now I've got a gun, I wonder how much ammo I'd end up with. Oh, you fucking bastard. I'll tell you what. We'll make it a bit fucking easier here, right? There we go. There we fucking go. We'll fucking do it this way, shall we? No, I don't want to update VLC Media Player. That's what I was trying to do, assuming that displayed for you. It seems to have done. Unless, yeah, it did. Yeah, I mean, it does make me feel kind of dirty to play this thing. So, I'm glad it's short, because I don't think I'd want to play this for hours and hours. As it's so short, let's go and sequence break the first level up a bit. What the hell? Oh yeah, okay. Oh god, I can't down the weapon, can I? There we go. It's a bit broken. Let's see if we can... I thought there was one of them things. It must be the next one. And then maybe I'll hook my 286 up for a while. We'll play some actual games instead of this. I don't think it's a sad thing he never finished this. I don't really think there was much potential here for anything good, but maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm prejudiced because of what the guy did. Everybody knows scientists worship the devil. Oh, too slow. Now a fact. Pick the damn box up, you son of a bitch. Alright, this sequence breaking's going bad. At least we got a meow. I didn't realise we were playing as... well, we're playing as a fairy, but... I mean... presumably, because I mean, it's like himself as the character, so... oh dear, this is going to hurt. I can't help but wonder. I've got to try this before I fucking call it a bit. Wow, it's moving slow. There we go. You know what? Probably. Technically, I guess I hold the world record now. Even though I had to exit the game and rename shit between. Okay, if I can get the game to work at some time in the future, who wants a speedrun of it? It's not the game I was planning to set the record in, but... I mean, maybe. Even with it going wrong like this, I'm still guessing we're setting the record. Oh, this is what we're supposed to do. We don't need the box to get over that. That's what we're supposed to do. Look, I'll show you the pro speedrunning skills, right? Because what's going to happen is we're going to come over here, and I'm going to bunny hop like fuck and do everything I can to get out of using them walkways. Oh, sorry, Rhodesy, did that hurt you? You know, the pro skills involved, we don't have to walk all the way back. See, I must have loads of ammo now. Hit that noise. How would you have to run to make that much noise? Now this is how you save walking all the way back to the starting area. Fuck. I gotta go and see if the level actually exits. We gotta know, haven't we? And then I'll get this 286 up, we'll play like Captain Comic or something, I guess, because I mean, I can start the P66, but we'll do the 286, I never use the damn thing. Oh, you think I won't escape you? Yeah, watch, I'll show you how easy it is to escape. There we go, I escaped. That is an awful fucking mess of a fucking thing by an individual. I'd say I hope I didn't run into him, but at the same time I'd kind of like to run into him while I was carrying a heavy bike lock or something, you know. Like, you wouldn't feel that awful if you got run over by a bus or something, would you? Right, I'm going to have to modify this 286 a little bit, I think. So I'll do that on stream. I haven't got anything that shouldn't be visible, have I? Nah. Don't want fucking letters with my fucking address. Yeah, I'd feel pretty bad for the. I'd feel bad for the driver, you know, and the people who have to clean it up. It's unfortunate, isn't it? But you wouldn't feel bad for our pal fucking Rhodesy. Ah. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bash a Sound Blaster 16 in here and hijack the PC speaker output. I should have it. Where is that piece of shit? I usually have that thing on hand. There it is. Yeah, it doesn't make me happy. It's a horrible machine. It cost about $400 fucking to build, and I've had it around a decade, and I must have spent less than 3 fucking hours on the damn thing. But either way, yeah, I'd be very interested to see if I get flagged on this. If Mr. fucking Rhodes, because as far as I'm aware, he's out of prison now. So, you know, I think he should still be in there personally, but I'd be interested to know if he ever bashes his old alias in and actually finds this and gets kind of mad about it. I'd have to laugh if he did. Oh, my camera's doing that bug again. There's nothing too interesting to see in there, really. I mean, it's pretty bog standard 286 shit, a bunch of oversized cards and not a lot else. VGA cards from 1987, which should... Yeah, basically, I mean, locking these people away to me is a bit light, because, I mean, you've got to pay to keep them then, haven't you? And, like, to me, that's just a problem. It's like, well, you know, why the fuck should we pay to keep someone who does that? But I pay my fucking taxes, you know. Yeah, well, I don't. I have pretty much no love for the 286. It's not a particularly likeable platform. Shit, it's a bit of a fucking maze down there. I might have to take the drive controller out to get to that. Yeah, there we go. Right. Maybe I should, if I pull the address jumpers off, you would think the card would then have no address, so nothing should detect that there's a sound card, but I don't think any of the... Like, maybe if I played Keen, it would have an effect. Yeah, I'm going to have to take the hard drive controller out. It's easy enough to do. I'm sorry I can't really get you a better angle, but that's the problem with having to do this mid-stream. It was only after I'd started I'm sort of like, oh, I hope that sound blaster's to reach. I glanced over and saw it was there, and I'm like, oh, right, yeah, well, we'll just have to do that in the stream, because I didn't think to do it before. I suppose it gives us a bit of calming down time, lets the rage boil off a little bit. See here, what we need is that. Jeez, I'm gonna pick the card up by a fucking by a wire. It's only a Sound Blaster 16. It's not like any normal car. Fucking noise blaster cards. I don't think I have my other MFM cable now. If I wanted to install a second drive, but I can't even use all of this one. I mean, it's like a 760 meg fucking hard drive. I haven't even used 20 megs yet. There's not 20 megs worth of shit that you can do on a 286. Yeah, even early 386s weren't that interesting. I mean, I've played with them, they're just boring until you get to like 33 megahertz DXs laid on, really. So there's no real reason to have one. I mean, everything you can do on one, you can do on a 386. Like the shit that I'm going to play on here, we can run on a 386 or a 486 and probably run better on them than it will on here. I won't bother removing the address pins. So the thing with the Sound Blaster 16 is I don't think we need a driver installed to get the sound to come out of it through that PC speaker. So I should be able to just power on the machine and it'll work. So that's the plan. And that cable is not... Well, of course, it's all plugged into the K7, isn't it? Now, I'm tempted to take the video card out and show you, but I need that cable, don't I? Because it's one of these with the fucking missing pins. It took a bit longer than I expected, but it doesn't matter. We should have just over an hour left before I have to get out of here. It's not going to be a long stream. It's not a plug and play, it's an old Sound Blaster 16. I don't use that fucking Vibra shit, they don't work properly, they've got problems with the DMA implementation. Well, yeah, it is the point, like, that you can do it on a better machine. Like, why am I going to use a shit machine like this when I can use a better one and do the job better? There's just no point in having one of these. They're just stupid. You know, somebody should keep one for historical purposes, but it ain't going to be me. I will be selling the motherboard eventually and letting somebody else probably never use it, you know. Really isn't. This may be very loud, so I apologise in advance because I have no way of knowing. Alright, we're back, Tech. You've just missed the feature presentation or whatever, the fucking Rhodesy's fucking awful FPS. Let me see. Yeah, the switch is still on. I'll just jam it in really fast. See if we do get a beep out of that. I'll also move that because I'm leaning on the keyboard. If we can't get PC speaker sounds, I guess we'll just go ahead without or something. Ah, of course it doesn't. No, you're not going to be able to start from that. that fucking floppy drive. There we go. Right, now I can put that back on. No, that'll be on there. The keys are probably mapped alright. I don't think this is working. Oh well, that sucks. We got no sounds. Oh well, no problem. There's not much I can do about it. You'll just have to have the echo from the fucking microphone, I guess. What, this thing? Yeah, I can't even do that. It's too bulky. It just lives under the desk and never does anything. Yeah, unfortunately my plan has not worked, so I can't get sound out of it. Well, of course this game doesn't support sound cards. It doesn't work that way. Also, it just freezes apparently. Oh no, we're okay. His shots don't show up though, for whatever reason. Yeah. Either way, I'll tire it back out and I'll put the buzzer back on and we'll just have the background noise. I mean, I could hook another machine up, but I want to fucking use this thing for a change because I never ever use this. It's just a pointless thing. It really is. I can't see myself. I'm keeping it because there's some FPUs I want to mess with. And I can't find one of them, and until I find it I'm stuck with this machine. But if in a year's time I still haven't found one, yeah, Mullet Man had come up with fucking something, but I'm not sure you'd enjoy his sounds. Mullet Man plays a goddamn DX7 keyboard. I was supposed to, but it didn't work out because the DX7's a fucking horrible keyboard. Things never go to plan on live streams, but then they never go to plan in pre-recorded videos either, so whatever, now you get to see what the fuck happens, like, that doesn't make it into videos, minus a lot of the cussing that usually goes on. Right, get that fucking thing back in there, because otherwise we've got the hard drive. Get that blank slot back, or whatever we've done with it. Get the case back on, because if I don't it gets ruiningly hot. So yeah, Mullet Man, he keeps getting brought up now. I don't know what he's doing at the moment. Like, you know, he tends to show up more in April, I think, than any other time of the year. But I mean, I've seen him around a bit. Like I say, I don't know what he's up to. He seems to be doing something, but I never really know with him, to be honest. He's an odd one. I try not to have much to do with him. I mean, I learned money off him once, and all these men appeared, like, looked quite angry with me and said, you know, he wanted interest on top of the loan he'd given me, and freaking dealing with him was probably not in the best interest of my health. Let me put it back there for now while I bolt this back on. Well, that turned out to be a waste of time. You know, I could have just left it alone, but like I say, unfortunately I have to screw this back on or else it gets really, really hot, and I'd rather not. It probably would be alright, but rather not risk it, because it cost a lot of money to build, and I'd like to make some of that back when I'm done with it, so I don't. I'd rather not burn something out. Yeah, I get in there. The screws are difficult to find the holes for. I mean, this case lid is really horrible. There's no catches or anything. Yeah, well, the only thing that I ever learned with this is that things don't ever go according to plans. What I learned was never test anything before doing a stream, because it'll still go wrong. So, you know, that's how I'm getting situations. Because if I tested it, something else would have gone wrong. You know, like the hard drive would have seized up again. Or something, you know. Which you could well do, because I didn't do anything to free it up. It just freed itself. That is not going to go in there. Let me put this down. Look, I can start the machine. I don't know if we should run it with the drive on its side like that. Who cares? Get it started up. I have not got that to work. The only thing I've seen that's supposed to do that is this thing, and yeah, it would give me an image and then just freeze. It converts the output of the Terra drive, strangely enough, but that's basically it. That buzzer's not going to be loud enough, but I mean, the sounds in this game ain't really great, and I'm basically just padding the stream out because it was so short at this point. I'm not sure what... I've had an idea. I can hot plug joysticks, can't I? I think we can hot plug joysticks. Hey. See, where did that go? That went there, didn't it? Shit. Yeah, my 486DX50's hiding down here. It's a rather odd little thing, that. I'm not sure what to make of it. It's probably going to end up living in the case this 286 is in. Yeah, I'm not clued in on the specifics of converting the signal at all. That device that I have there has a CPU and shit on it. It looks complicated. Oh, god damn it. Now we're stuck. That card's not a brick, is it? Because I had problems with the parallel port. Everything's going to... You see, this is what I mean. Things will just go wrong. It's... It was working last time I used this card, but... Oh, right, it's not plugged in. I thought... Did I not plug it in? I could have sworn I just plugged this in. Looks way too short to be usable. We'll use a keyboard. Oh, I'm not sat in a comfortable position here. There's fucking garbage all over my floor because the fucking garbage collection's so fucking sparse. The next collection's not until the 25th. There's no way you're going to be hearing that sound. I might be able to get another microphone out in front of the machine, but I don't think it's that important. What gets me with CGA is they tell you, like, oh, you know, there's this fucking thing and that fucking thing you can get composite out of pin 7. I've never got that. I don't know what the hell comes out of pin 7, but it isn't composite. Right, the buzzer's about there, so I think if I had that there... It's a bit clunky, this. Properties... That is just going to be Yeah, you're not getting sound out of there. This sound card's horrible. So. Well, I've never had a problem with running CGA stuff on VGA cards, but people tell me there are compatibility problems. I mean, if it's expecting composite output, it's using those weird coloured dithering and shit, then it's going to look bad, but I don't really know of anything that use that, and not many things that I want to do run CGA anyway. They're all like EGA and shit. This would be EGA, this game, wouldn't it, looking at it? Well, yeah, the colour just gets fucked up for the most part. To be honest, well, we just blew our chance of an extra life there, but the PC speaker output on this thing's really noisy anyway, so I don't think you'd want it, because the noise level is about on par with the actual sound level, so you'd be able to just hear this constant whip, 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 whip out of the board, so, you know, maybe we don't actually want the buzzer hooked up. Yeah, the Everex in here is, as far as I know, meant to be really good at CGA, but it's not something I can test because I just don't have any software that really does CGA mode. Okay, one of my rats back there. Just, ah, fuck. I don't think we need this key. I haven't played this game for years, so I'm probably going to make a pig's ear of it, because I remember it being quite hard. I don't remember it being long, but it was hard. I'm failing this pretty bad. I'll tell you what, the last time I played this was probably on this machine. Ah, well, you see that adapter board I have claims to be for, like, arcade board shit. But yeah, I was quite surprised in that adder card in my Chips 386. Because of the way you can put it in, like, fixed scan rates for TVs, you can almost get it to look right with the composite out. But shit with CGA. They put that enemy there on purpose. Fuck you, Michael Denio. You're a dick. It doesn't really rank anywhere near Rhodesy, does he? Though, let's be honest. I mean, there's quite a ways to go between, like, dickish enemy placement and kid fucking, isn't there? So I think we'll let Michael Denio off with his enemy placement. It's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. I'll check on that in a second. I'll probably pause the game because I don't trust this game to, like, look away from it. I always feel like enemies are going to spawn because I'm sure if you stand still they start coming out the side of the screen, you know. Like that one just did. Oh, go in the... You cunt! I shouldn't drive your paranoia up. I mean, like... Are you worried you're going to get molested or something? Yeah, that little converter there you've seen advertised, I mean, it's... Yeah, it can do EGA apparently. I don't have anything that outputs that, so I definitely can't test that one. I don't know why, man. It's not like they're going to fucking... Yeah. I don't know, the only... The other thing that bugs me with Rhodesy is just the fact that I fucking met him in person. You know, I don't feel good about that. It's like, you kind of wish you could go back in time and just knock him out, don't you? It's, but yeah, his fucking game's fucking horrible. There's no getting around that. Like, I hope you all have nightmares, like, tonight, because of that. Yeah, this is, so that's why I wanted to pause the game when I was looking away. Yeah, this is a 286. It's not a fucking great machine by any stretch of the imagination. Performance is pretty much exactly on par with an IBM 5170 though, so I guess it achieved its goal. It was really fun to build. Wow, it gave us multiple lives. Yeah, this thing pretty much gets powered on once a year to stop the hard drive seizing up, and that's basically it. And it's seized this time, so I definitely want to get rid of it within the next year. I don't know, I might keep the hard drive, I quite like it. I'm not sure what it... you know, it gives me an excuse to use that spare 386 board I bought when I was building the CNT. I got an ECS board. You know how much I like ECS boards, they're fucking great. With the same Peak DM chipset. I could use that with this hard drive and this controller. I mean, that would be quite fitting, because it's an older 386 board. I don't know. What do you know of that would run on here that will do use chained modes? I may be able to test it. Because if you know of something that it will run, I can lap link it on when I'm done fucking about in the game, I suppose. But like I say, this isn't going to be a really long stream. I only wanted to do Rhodesy's game. The rest of this is just fucking about, just to kill some time. The thing that gets me with this 286, it still smells. It came out of some upmarket area in LA, and I can't help but wonder if it was like a beauty salon or something, because it smells very strongly of one. I don't know where it's lived, but interesting odour about it. It's yeah. Let me have a look. Oh, it didn't pause. Yeah. Oh, fuck. I wasn't even touching it. Yeah, the weirdest one's got to be the U5 SD machine, just because I've cleaned everything in there, and no matter what I do, it just has that musty smell. What is that? Offending segment? Like that. Oh, that's offensive. That's fucking offensive. I think we triggered the 286. It obviously doesn't like pause buttons. Well, we'll have another go at the... Yeah, indeed. We'll have another go at running that game, but if it doesn't work, then I don't know what I'm going to do. So this is why I don't use this machine. It's not actually very reliable. Now it's not resetting. Well, it probably is, but... Semaphore or semaphore? Yeah, there's some odd error messages hidden in things. I think we broke it. I don't think I'm making back my money on this this thing now. Oops. Oh well, I'm not that upset. I mean, I did want to sell that. Yeah, I've seen it before, and I can't remember what triggered it for me. But I know I've seen that message somewhere. I've got an empty milk bottle on top of my CRT. It's empty, and it's swelling from the heat. It's kind of... I wonder if it's going to knock itself over if it derms the bottom out. Yeah, well, if it does, I'm not fixing it. A, I can't find those chips. B, there's so fucking many of them. Trying to find which one of them's broken is never going to happen. I don't think it's that, because I've messed with that years ago to make sure it was all good, and I know that if you start it with a problem there, it beeps really angrily. So, board's probably just toasted for some reason. If it's the, I can't even test if it's the video card, because that video card doesn't work in any other board that I've got, and this board doesn't work with any other video card. The only ISA video card I have to hand is this thing, which doesn't work properly anyway because it's got dry joints, and this won't boot with it installed. It won't boot any VGA card after about 1988 for some reason. Yeah, the address error was 00. What a fucking shambles this stream is. Well, at least I'm not a professional. It's not just a cable fallout, is it? I think that's that. At least we caught it on video, I guess. We've never done that before. Oh no, it was just the cheapest 286 board I could get at the time. Probably because it smells. Well, that sucks. I guess I can tick that FPU off the list. I mean, it wasn't that important, so... shall I hook another machine up? Yeah, I mean, it wasn't terrible. It did its job. It didn't power off, it just didn't reboot. I got that error message, I hit reset and the screen went black, and now I turned it off and back on and it's still black. So yeah, should I start another machine, or should I try and fix this? It's up to you, but you make the decision. I mean, I've got like an hour left, and my fixing's only going to consist of rattling things. Not as yet. I've decided the 4144. I'm going to. Where is that? Oh yeah, that's my working one. I'm going to install this 4144 in the spare case I've got, like my P66. Here, because distantly it's the P66 essentially replaced it, I guess, because I mean the 586 was to replace the DX100. Probably going to run an AMD X5, or I might run a Cyrix 586 in here because it's really fast with those. It really likes AMD, this board. So maybe an X5, and I'll probably run it at 120 megahertz because it's actually faster at 120 than it is at 133. I have benchmark results of it, and yeah, it's faster at 120 megahertz, the X5. I'm going to put it at 160, but there's not much of an advantage. So that will be getting used. The DX50, which the battery's just fallen off, I might put that on another board, but I really like this early board. It's an ECS board, and like I said, I love ECS boards. So, yeah, and this is in immaculate condition. Not a scratch on it. And that might live, I think that's going to live in this case, this 286 case, because this is an old school looking case. But on the other end, I haven't got blank plates, so maybe I'll put that ECS 386 board in there. And we'll put this in one of those pizza boxes like my K5 was in. It's not going to generate as much heat as a K5. I mean, you can run this without a heatsink, so we stuff a heatsink on there. I have a few 486 fans left. Yeah, I can, because I mean that's not outputting anything. I mean, it's going to look like shit. Yeah, it's not a bad CPU, the Cyrix 586, at all. It's pretty good. I quite like it. I've never had an excuse to use one long enough yet. But yeah, that's the DX50. It is a legit DX50, it's not the DX2. It requires very careful fidgeting with timings to get it to run stably though, which then earned for. And obviously the MS4144 that I was fixing, which does still have a problem. It's the second bank of cash, it doesn't work. I think it may be a bend somewhere in a trace, something might have kinked over. I don't think anything is seriously wrong. There's loads of scratches on it. I mean, it happens when you buy a scrap lot that's untested and it's clearly been run over a bunch and shit. You know, it's going to happen. Still very strange how the specifically the keyboard controller and cache chips were dead. There's something odd there. Yeah, the DX50 is pretty fast. It's still not as fast as the it's not as fast as my U5 SD though. Like my U5 SD outruns it. I'll have a quick go at fixing this 2H6. All I'm going to do is take the lid off and try perking things back where they came from. If it doesn't work... that board doesn't, but that ECS 486 board, what have I done with that? I really like that board. I might actually... thing with this board, I might actually replace the Aquarius in my Pentium Overdrive with this, because same chipset and everything, but this is a much nicer board. This is by far a nicer board. Let me have a look. There's an Intel NIC there. Oh shit, look at that. That's an oddity. I don't think you'll see that on many more channels. Yeah, I'll give it a quick perk, and if it doesn't work, then we'll stuff the P66 on, because that never fails. I've got an Opti board. I'll probably just give that away. It was fun to play with, because I've never used an Opti chipset on a 486. It's about on par with the UM8498. Oh, that's my VI9. That's pretty much dead now, unfortunately. Which we knew it would be. We knew it wouldn't last. Yeah, this is that ECS, and I have the voltage regulator and everything, but I might put this in my Pentium Overdrive in place of that Aquarius, because this is a really nice board. And I did a bunch of tests with this. It's really good. It supports bigger caches than the one in my Pentium Overdrive right now. It does have one of those 0640... oh, you want a fat stack of 486 boards? I'll give you a fat stack of 486 boards. Hang on. Let's see here. What do we got? What gets me is they're really fucking heavy. We got that there. But yeah, that ECS, that is a nice board there. We got that one. I'm not going to keep all of these, man. This Optec I'm going to get rid of, because it's just another UM8881 board, which it seems pretty good, to be fair, but it doesn't have like plug and play and shit like the ECS one. The ECS one has like a really good plug and play implementation. It has like a full screen boot logo and everything. Let's have a look. What's that one? Oh yeah, that's I've got a broken Shuttle 433 over there. Yeah, these weigh a fucking ton. How much copper do you think's in that? Like, man, the legs of the chips are actually digging into my fucking legs. Oh no, man, we got plenty of fucking hardware, man. I can't help myself. Like, it filters off slowly. It's dispersing to other people who will use it. But I forgot one. There was one more I should have put on the pile, but I'm not going to rebuild the pile now. I should have stuffed that fucker on the pile. That would have fucking grown the pile off of it. Oh shit! Like fucking disc on module, disc on chip, and that is something you will. That I will basically say good luck finding. It wasn't easy to fucking find that fucking sound card. Yeah, I mean, some of them boards, man, they're fucking thick. This one basically is scrap. This is never coming back from the dead, the old 4144. I guess you could say I cheated by including that on the pile. Right, those ones came from under there. But yeah, man, that ECS UM810 fucking PAI or whatever it's called. There doesn't seem to be much of anything that board can't do. Yeah, that's the little ST PC Atlas. Right, we'll have a quick go at perking things back in here, but I'm not holding up any herb. I think it's probably gone the way of the fucking dodo, unfortunately. I wish I could get you a better camera angle on it, but I can't. See, if I ever build myself that desk for use here, I will have like a support for the camera and the microphone and shit, so we can do this stuff better in the future. I quite like live streaming. I'm still going to do pre-recorded shit here, but I'm not going to have time this month because I've got other things I need to work on this month. And I mean, I'm not going to have all the VGA capture and shit hooked up after today. I need S-video and composite for what I'm playing with. So yeah, oh fuck, it's a bit hot in this thing still. Did we overheat something? It's never done that before. It might just be a bit of crap in something, you know. I mean, we pulled a bunch of cards out and stuff. I don't want to fucking... Hey, this case was new old stock. Yeah, I've heard the 433 is a good board. The one I bought, it was one of the lots I've lost where I've bought scrap. You know, I bought it on the off chance it would work and it didn't. Now, speaking of the M919, I actually have this. I don't have a board, but I got this little fucking stick. But yeah, this case was new old stock, so it was sealed and everything. It's not oxidising up too bad. And to be honest, it wouldn't cost that much. I don't know if it's just because one of the few industries we have left in my city is a lot of metal works. And so if I wanted to get it replated with zinc, then, you know, it'd be quite cheap for me to go and do it. But yeah, I've heard the 433 is good. That ECS board reminds me of what I saw out of it, to be honest. That ECS might be better, and to be honest, the M919 might actually be faster. I mean, you should still be able to do the 66 MHz clocks and shit. That ECS PCI board, that will fucking do, you know, that will do like 66 MHz as well. It has the same clock generator as like the BioStar everyone raves about and stuff. Looks like this thing's back. I don't know what was wrong with it. I'm gonna fuck with things while I'm in here. See if we can get it to fuck up again. So let's just rattle everything. Oh, I got a tingle off of that nick then. Don't know what that's about. But yeah, I'll pick the camera up and hope it stays on. Like, good luck finding a defective RAM chip in there. Spare M91, I don't know, man. I mean, if I did take it, I probably wouldn't keep it because I've already got a really nice selection of like eight fucking whatever boards, you know. And I really like that ECS, and I don't think I'm going to change my mind on that in a hurry. But I will consider it because I kind of wanted to fuck with one for years. But not that strong that, you know, I've ever chased one down. The cache module I only bought with the intention of reverse engineering it, but I never finished it. I don't even know where my files are where I was tracing it out. Yeah, I've seen some of those floating around because they got some pizza box ones, haven't they? There's some desktop cases. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them look like you'd actually be able to mount AT boards in them if you got one of those things. I think we'll skip Captain Comic just in case it's jinxed today. I'll play Keen 1. I don't think I've ever played that on the stream, and if I have, I can't remember, so we'll play that. Also, I can exit the joystick prompt on that one, so I think I can anyway. So if the joystick doesn't work, I can just hit escape and it'll go away. But yeah, it was, yeah, maybe did. Maybe it was the way I had it. I think I had the power supply at the bottom, and there's not a lot of airflow in this, so the airflow would have been going up here and probably trying to escape through the front instead of getting pulled out the power supply. So I'll tip it the other way this time. Oh, I can hear rats. What are you doing, rats? Sid better not be shitting the fucking food container again, because I'm not happy with that. I'm going to turn it off while I tip it up, because I don't want to make the drive knock into itself. That would be a disaster. It's not a lightweight, that thing. It's mostly the hard drive. Like, you can feel it when you pick it up. There's just this one corner of the case. You can actually feel the floor sinking beneath your feet. Ah, I should have shifted this card while I was in there. Yours didn't work again now. I definitely had it the wrong way up. Yeah, I mean, I found that on the Aquarius board because that has VLB. But the thing is, I'm not using the VLB in that Pentium overdrive. So, you know, the ECS board only having PCI is no loss to me. Let me put that back on now. I don't know what went wrong. We'll see if it happens again, I guess. What I find weird is this gets a really high 3D bench score. I may do that at the end of the stream. It is in here, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Look how fucking slow this thing is. That is fucking slow. Joystick detected. Oh, maybe this thing works. That would be very nice. I've never played this with a gamepad before. Not that I can remember. I think I played it with a steering wheel once. Yeah, it's not going to die that easily, this thing. I'm surprised. I thought it probably busted for good. Of course, it might have just locked up again. Nope. Fuck me, the border's... Oh, no, it's one of these cards that goes red on this scaler. It's like the Cirrus 610. Well, we're going to be watching Commander Keen visits the red light. Well, he's on Mars. That's why it's red. It's not a glitch. It's working fine. Just pretend it's not happening. Because nothing wrong is happening. It's all working the way it's supposed to. The border's fucking huge. Look at the size of that border. It's absolutely massive. What the hell is that all about? It doesn't have my modified... Something just kicked out of there. I just had a CD drive go. And I've got noise in my headphones. That's weird. Must be interference. Ah, if I knew it was going to be so slow, I would have done that. It doesn't have that modification I did with about aliens came and nicked his booze and shit. I know I still got that somewhere. I mean, it's not hard, it's just plain text. You said joystick detected. Oh, this seems to be working. Oh, it doesn't like that third effect. Oh crap, I'm sorry. It's hard to remember. if it's bothering you that it's red, we get these weird little dashes in the screen. Like, it looks like it's on the edge of tiles. Like where there's a tile on the grid, because obviously these are all tiles of a set size. But yeah, if the red's bothering you, you don't miss much. I noticed before, like, just as I went in the level. But if the red's bothering you, I can do something else. It's not a stream-friendly machine. I need another one of those VGA to S video adapters for occasion like this. Ah, yeah, I've seen both versions around out there. I wasn't quite aware of the differences, though. I just thought those were pretty much random. You know, PC chips and just did whatever they felt like on the day, I think. Yeah. I don't know, my Zenith Slim Sport does it as well. This red tint. That's a different video card though, that's a Cirrus 610. So, I really don't know what it is. It seems to be something that early VGA chipsets caused the scaler to do. And it's weird, because it's this exact same signal that's going to the monitor, and it looks fine on the monitor aside from that huge blue border. So they obviously do something to the signal, but I don't know what. I can't remember my way around this level, by the way. I haven't actually played this game properly in quite a while. Like, I've got to admit to you, I don't play that many games, I think I've said before. Like, I have more fun fucking with the hardware than I do fucking with the games. Like, that's one of the reasons I like doing streaming. It's just an excuse to fuck with the games, when I usually wouldn't fuck with them as much. But, yeah, a lot of the time when I've done things in videos, I will play like maybe half an hour on each game or something. And then just fucking, like, mash things to wherever the fuck else, you know, I'll just warp somewhere late in the game. Like, so it's not always the same level, and I do sort of cut corners like that sometimes. So, I mean, this shit takes a long time to do. Yeah, I would be interested to know what's up. The weirdest thing is still the AMD K7 that we're playing Rhodes' game on, because that isn't the key in the top left that I need. It's for the door that's at the bottom right. It's the old zigzag method. But yeah, the K7 playing Keen 4 has this interesting thing with this scaler where you can actually see outside of what it draws on the monitor. And what's weird is the border isn't there. There's no border at all, and you can actually see beyond the end of the viewport. Did I get that already? I told you I haven't played this in a long time. Oh shit. I don't know. I mean, I've never seen a border on anything other than a VGA screen. The border just doesn't exist to anything else. And as for it being cyan, they had to set that. Like, you can change the colour of it, at least in the Galaxy engine. I would imagine you could in this one, but it won't be exposed to the user in any way. So I don't really know what all that's about, but and no amount of fucking with colour balance on that scaler is going to fix this problem. And I can't plug straight into the StarTech card because it doesn't really handle these modes. I don't know, because like I said, it displays fine. On a VGA monitor, Keen 4 looks just like it normally would. You've got the border is a normal colour, normal size, the game renders just fine. But if you look at it through that capture card, you can actually see outside of the area on the screen. You can see, like, areas of like the level outside of the screen, as if the picture continues to one side. I can't remember whether it's the left or the right that it continues on the most. And, you know, you can actually see when the enemies, like, stop animating fully and everything. It's really weird. And there's no border. Like, the border's there on the monitor, so it should be intercepting, like, a line down the middle of that area. But it doesn't do that. Like, it's not visible, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's really weird to think, like, that the signal that's on the monitor might not actually be what it looks like. It's maybe using some trickery that relies on how the CRT works. But you would think if it was drawing outside of the screen area, you'd get these white reflections, like at the edges of the screen. Because I've seen what happens when you fire the gun, like outside the edge of the screen, you get this bright white sort of reflection off the inside of the tube. Yeah, well, you can sort of see where the tiles, like, load and unload and weird things like that. It's really weird. Like, when I did the video on the F1 2800, you can see some of it going on in that. I haven't really tried to use the gun yet, have I? It doesn't work if I press button 1 first. I have to press button 2 first. That's really weird. I'm going to have to remember that. That's going to get me killed, most likely. It may be. I've heard some LCD monitors get affected by this same problem. But I mean, they probably use the same circuitry and the same logic as this scaler does. I might still have Keen 4 on here. We could probably find out. If I load up Keen 4, I can change the colour of the border and see if it changes what the colour does. But I mean, it's a dark cyan, so that colour shouldn't be the opposite. But I can change the border colour in Keen 4, and I have it on this hard drive as far as I know, so... Isn't there, like, hidden blocks in here? Yeah, there is. Oh yeah, you can't go through the door on the Pogo, so you don't got to worry about that. Oh, that was close. In the 90s, you must fight to get up there. He sold pogo sticks. Commander Keen wanted to buy them. Yeah, fuck you, fire. I don't know if you can hear how the sound actually bugs out whenever... Well, that's the thing. It's fine on the monitor. It's always fine on the monitor. It's the only way it has a problem is like LCDs, apparently, with some cards, but not really having LCD monitors. Like, it's not something I've observed. I don't use LCDs. The only LCD I use is up there, and that's my video preview monitor. You know, I use that in Vegas, and the reason I use that as a preview monitor is because it's by far the worst looking monitor I've ever seen, and it has really high, like, latency, and because of that, I figure if I can get a video to look good on that monitor, then it should look alright on anything. What are you doing, Rex? Oh, we don't have to do this level, I don't think, but yeah, what I'll do, I'll try and get to the halfway point of Mars, and then I will get your ass to Mars. And I'll try and load Keen 4, because this machine should run it. I might have to reset and get rid of Laplink. This might actually be what crashed Captain Comic thinking about it. I might have to go back and get rid of that to get enough conventional memory. Because the memory detection, like, code in Keen 4 is fucking shit anyway. But yeah, I'll try changing the border colour. Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to see the out of bounds, because it doesn't do that on anything other than my K7. That's the GeForce 4Ti 4600, but it's like the Asus V8460 Deluxe, which is factory overclocked and generally fucked around with quite extensively, from what I understand. But yeah, you might as well have a go and see if you can at least get the red. But like I say, it only happens on older VGA chipsets. Like if I were to play this on the P66, which is an S3 Trio 64 V+, it would look absolutely fine. Come to think of it, I think we can slightly see the border. If you look at the very, very top of the image, it looks slightly less red, and then at the very top couple of rows of pixels up there, there's almost a tealish tint. Oh, now that's interesting, because you see that causes the border to flash. It may well be the gain control that's doing us in. I don't need to go, I'm not risking that. Well, I have the Quadro version of the 4600. It's sat in the other Chaintech board I've got, which is over that edge somewhere. I'm not digging it out, but yeah, it's like the Enforce 2 version of the Via-based board that's in the K7. And I have the, what was it, 900 XGL, I think it was. It's not the 980, those are like expensive and not really worth it, because the 900's cheaper and basically does the same thing, I would think. Especially if you're like an AGP4 board, like I am. Ah, it probably is, and I don't think there's anything I can do about that. I mean, Discord exists, I'm sure it'll show up in there. It sounds like it's just going to keel over every time you enter a level. Hi! Or is it okay, that one? I'm sure it's hi. It looks like hi to me, but I can't really read SGA anymore. I used to be able to remember it. Yeah. See, I was lucky. I nabbed it before people realised that it was the same card, so I think it was like barely £5 or some shit, but I don't know, I can't remember now. 980s were cheap at the time, most of them were dead. Like, you'd get them and they just wouldn't work, and there'd be all kinds. There's not enough ammo in Keen games. There's never enough fucking ammo. Pisses me off, that level doesn't even need to be done. It doesn't really matter, 5. Yeah, let's go and see if we can fuck with the gain control then. Yeah, I'm sure that's in here. I'm sure I had that. I must have erased it. Oh, it's CGA. I don't think we can fuck with the border colour so much in there. We can try. Alright, thanks. I'll check the link out when I get back there. Yeah, it's CGA. I don't think we're going to be able to... It doesn't happen in the CGA version. And I don't fancy fucking about with Laplink right now. Because I'm going to have to turn it off and disconnect it and everything. And I don't believe it affects this. I mean, we can see if it has an effect, but the border's visible in this one on the scaler. Okay, we got cheats. It's not affecting the gain in this, but it never seems to do it in the CGA version. I'd need the EGA version for it to go off. That's the thing. I don't have that right now. Also, this keyboard's kind of confusing because it's a UK keyboard with a big return key, and it feels kind of awkward because I have to whack the fucking hash button, which is to the left of the return key, to get a backslash. It just feels alien. The backslash should be next to the left shift on these British keyboards. It honestly has never made sense to me. It's not what I learnt on, and it annoys me. I have to stop and think about some of that just like usually feels natural. It's hard to switch layout. I should switch to Vorak or whatever it is, that weird fucking layout. Well, we'll go back to this. I don't have the EGA version. Yeah, it's I usually have US International keyboards. You can type way more symbols with it. You know, I think this is a gamepad. It fucking yells about it. It's not just a gamepad, it's the gamepad! It's like, really wants you to know. Like, it's a fucking gamepad! Yeah, well, so far as I can see, most keyboards... Oh shit, the spike's up there. Most keyboards more closely resemble those anyway. It's just British people decided to be awkward and put this massive return key on and move some things around. I mean, obviously we needed our own currency symbol, but you can actually type that on a US International keyboard. It's like Right Alt Shift 4. Whereas in the UK it'd be Shift 3 on our keyboards. Like I say, it's not what I learnt to type on, so it doesn't feel right to me. Yeah, the Terra Drive has a Jap keyboard, it's weird. Yeah, the fucking @ and the quotes are swapped, and obviously, like, hash is its own key now, because they moved the, you know, the pound is on 3. Which I've heard hash referred to as pound sometimes, but... yeah, that's what it... I knew it reminded me of something. I'm used to Alt-Shift-3 now after all these years, Alt-Shift-4, I mean, it's just... I just leave it alone. Yeah, it's pretty nice, you know, because you can... The Japanese keyboards have, like, tiny space bars. But yeah, it's just nice because you can type, like, accented characters on the US International boards, and, like, copyright symbols and shit like that. Degree symbols. Odd little brackets and arrows and all manner of shit. I think now you can set UK keyboards to do some things like that, but I've yet to really bother with them. Stupid fucking robots. Yeah, it's an odd one, Japanese. Still, when I get rich and buy my my island of dysfunction and degeneracy, I'm going to learn it. For one reason, I'm going to teach the ugly Chinese woman how to speak English, and then I learn Japanese. So when I'm talking to the Japanese girls in Japanese, she won't be able to understand it, but I can still yell at her in English. And then it also sort of sets the precedent of, like, look, you know, I will learn the language of these Jap girls because I have more respect for them. But you, China girl, you're like the lower class citizen of the island, just for not looking as good, and so you will learn my language. I've got it all planned out meticulously. I don't think I'm ever going to become rich, but you have to dream, you know, there's no point. If you don't have, like, dreams and aspirations of all the things you would do if you could, you know, it's a bit boring, isn't it? Oops. I like the noise those guns make and the freezing of them, so I don't mind being frozen by it. Frozen, you know, I would quote that song that everyone went on about, but I don't actually know what it sounds like. It's kind of ballady, isn't it? Because there's something I've noticed when you look at all the, you know, I've had this joke going on for years because, like, a friend of mine, he hates ballads, and so, like, I always tell him, you know, it's the power of ballad. Like, anytime anything good happens, that's the power of ballad, but you have to believe in it or it won't work. And I've noticed, like, if you look at all of the best-selling animated films, almost all of them have ballads in them. And I'm like, is that a coincidence? No, no, stupid robots. Like, you know, it's all like Aladdin, The Lion King and shit, and they're all full of ballads. Ballads, man, it's the power of ballad. And the thing that gets me is there's never been a compilation. There's been like a Power of Love, a Power of Rock, a Power of Pop. Shit, my first ever cassette tape was The Power of Love. It was a compilation. Does not contain that song, like any song with that title. None of them are on that tape, so I guess maybe they couldn't get the licensing, but... yeah, there's never been a compilation released called The Power of Ballad, and that just seems really odd to me, because it seems really obvious. Like, you got Power Ballads, why not have a Power of Ballad compilation? You can't tell me, like, Power Ballad is a trademark. At least they put this here so you can get past him with no ammo. I thought about learning Japanese, but there's not much point. I tried learning German years ago, but I can't remember any of it now. Just like the odd word. I also learned how to insult people in French when I went to France, which came in useful because some bitch served me a really horrible sandwich, and then suddenly couldn't speak English anymore when I wanted a better sandwich given or a refund, so I started insulting her in French. Yeah, you know, serve her right for serving me a dry sandwich. And I have been told by actual French people that, you know, that French bread should not be like that, like the way she served me it, so therefore I don't feel bad about what I did. But of all the places that dickhead could have been stood. It was fucking awful, man. The bread was like rock hard. You know, it was like a baguette with like a slab of processed cheese in it. And it was all rock hard, and the cheese was like dry and sweaty. It was just like, no, no, no. Like, you're not giving a good impression of France to me. I don't want to come back. Like, I've already annoyed everyone in Belgium, like... it was a long time ago now. I doubt if I go back there, I have no reason. When I was hungry, like, I ate it, but I also ate the new sandwich that I got. I mean, basically I just walked in the kitchen and made myself a better sandwich, because she wouldn't make me one. So I just walked behind the counter. Oh no, ham. Ham is disgusting. I can't stand the stuff. It just tastes rancid. But yeah, I just went in there and they had like normal bread. Like it was like a loaf you had to cut a slice off. So I just walked back there and started preparing it, and she started yelling at me in fucking English again. So I'm like, well, there you go. I knew you could speak English. You just conveniently forgot because I wanted a refund. You know, if you're not going to deal with the customer will deal with the problem himself. I've got myself another sandwich. Fuck you. The rats are alright, but one, but she's going to like an adoption centre somewhere, so it won't be my problem soon. Like, I've tried everything I can with her. You know, I've got like 4 rats now, instead of just 2. Which wasn't so much for her as to, like, keep the other one company, because he just wouldn't play with her or anything anymore. And so she was getting really lonely. Yeah, the black coloured one, she's just, I don't know, she does weird things. She hoards food, which isn't such a big deal, but I've managed to get the other ones out of it. I just can't get it out of her. But the other thing she does is, when she hoards it, she usually buries it in the shit tray. And she will go to the food and water containers, and she will piss and shit in the food and water containers. She causes problems for the other rats. They actually have started attacking her, because when they can't find food, or she's piss and shit on the food, they attack her. And she keeps doing it. And I've tried... She won't take treats, so I can't train her through positive reinforcement. She doesn't want to come out and play like the other ones do. I tried forced socialisation, which apparently is like discouraged her considerably. It worked wonders on the 2 new ones. Like, I got them tamed really fast. Like, they're really friendly now. But it just won't work with her. And I'm giving her away. I've had enough of it. She causes too many problems. Oh, it's telling us about those hidden blocks we already know about. But, you know, she can go and be someone else's problem. I'm pretty much done with it. I bet we still haven't got any ammo, have we? Yeah. Yeah, well, maybe it's making up for that then, because it's been a long time since there was one of those in my house. At least, like, anything that wasn't paid for or a promiscuous fucking family member. But, yeah. You know, it's just the way things fucking be. Ah, damn it. I still don't have any fucking ammo now. There's no ammo in this fucking game. Like, what are you supposed to do? I mean, we need some ammo for the last level. Gag! The statue is angry with us. But yeah, the rat, she also took to biting, which pissed me off, to be honest. I wasn't impressed, because I wasn't even anywhere around her at the time. It was like she just... I mean, she'll be friendly one minute, and then she'll turn, she'll go in a sulk, and she'll look at you resentfully like you've done something. And you're not even anywhere near her. And then, there's nothing valuable in here, is there? And then the other thing, like, she started doing... I was playing with one of the other rats. I had my hand in the cage. It was like the grey one's, like, really friendly, so... You know, she's always, like, running about on me. She, like, licks my hands and everything. You know, she tries to groom me. Hey, I've written entire songs about that stuff, man. You'll hear them someday, I'm sure. I've got songs. I've got a whole album I'm working on, and it's terrible, because I can't sing worth shit, but it's not like I can get anyone else to do it. But yeah, and the rat just darted out and bit me, and I managed to pull my hand away, which she's done it a few times. In the end, I had enough, and the thing is the other reason I want to get shot of her, because I'm worried I'm going to end up hurting her, because as nothing's worked, I'm basically... Well, they're not ballads. I haven't got a ballad on the album. I might play some of it, just to show you how bad it is. But yeah, in the end, I basically took the approach I would with a dog. Like, I pushed her on her side, like pretty much on her back, and I just held her there. And she calmed down, but I mean, I don't want to do that. They're only tiny, you know, and I don't really feel comfortable doing that to them. And I don't think you're supposed to, but what am I meant to do? She kept biting me. And I don't want to hurt her, so I figure the best way I can do it is just show her that I'm in charge. I mean, like I said, you know, when I kept dogs, that's what I do. If the dog got aggressive, like I had a collie dog years ago, and he was aggressive early on. I mean, I was only a kid at the time, but, you know, I always had dogs growing up, and with the dog, you know, he'd snarl and growl at you and shit, and I'd stand my ground. I don't back off when a dog gets like that. I'll stand my fucking ground. I'm like, yeah, shut up, until the dog fucking backs down. Either the dog's going to back down or he's going to go for you. Dog goes for you, stuff your fucking arm to the back of his mouth, get him on his back and just keep him there. Eventually he'll submit. They're like, yep, I'm fucked here, you know, I better give up. I surrender. I'm sorry. And so it was the same deal with the rat. And it worked for a while, but now she went back to doing it. So then I pinned and tried force grooming her. Well, I did think of that, but either way, like, she's not improving. I think she's got some kind of neurological issue. I mean, you know, she can't even figure out how to use a water bottle. Like, the water bottle I had was broken, but she can't figure out how to use one. You know, she can barely figure out how to use the water dish. Like, the other rats stick their nose in it and just lap the water. She tries to get it in her hands. So there's something up with her. I don't know what her problem is, but she causes problems for the other ones. I don't know that cats would want to mess with them, to be honest. Like, they can kill ducks, rats. They're pretty fucking strong. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, like, initially we'd give it I kept her longer because I got a real bad feeling, like, because she'll be on her own, and because there's something up with her, that if I give her to a place, I got a real bad feeling that they're just going to put her straight on the gas. But, like, it might be better for her, because she's obviously not happy, and at least then it's on them and not on me. Like, I've done all I can for her. But at the end of the day, you know, there's 3 other rats that she's got to live with, and it's causing problems for them. Well, yeah, I don't like the water bottles anyway. I think they're shit. Anyway, I don't have cats. Cats suck. I hate them. They piss me off. I'm more of a dog person. Dogs are way better. I used to hunt cats with my dog. When I was a kid, there was this green area at the end of the road. I used to camp out in the bushes with my dog. We used to wait for these cats. Like, this one always came over the shed roof of one of the houses on the corner. We used to wait for it. Go on, dog, get it! They're wily little bastard cats. Like, they're really good at getting away. They can get through some really tight places. They can slink through all sorts of things. This level's huge and it's a bitch. I hate it. I honestly might just skip it. I don't know that I'm going to do the secret level. You know, thinking back to my songs, you've heard like 2 of them, I think, on this channel already, because there's, it's fucking Christmas time, and Maggie the Slags are the 2 Christmassy ones. There's only one more slightly Christmassy one. You know, they all rip off like video game soundtracks. It's all shit that I've, when I get mad, I start singing, basically. So if I get annoyed at a game and the music's playing, I'll start singing words to it. And so it's just shit like that. But yeah, I was always more of a dog person than a cat person. I mean, I wouldn't go out and start bashing cats over the head or something, but I'm not a fan of them, you know. They don't seem to like me very much either. They're one of the few animals that doesn't. Cats and guinea pigs. They're like the 2 animals what don't like me. Snakes like me. Oh no, my dog wouldn't do that. You see, my dog actually tore a cat up, which I didn't feel that great about, but I mean, the cat was in my garden, and it's a fucking German Shepherd. Like, what am I supposed to do? She's been taught to guard the property, and it's what she's doing. And the cat used to come, it used to spook my fucking aviary, because I used to, like, keep and breed finches and stuff. At least we get some ammo in this level. And, yeah, it'd come and terrorise my aviary, it'd shit all over my fucking lawn. And so I told the owner, like, hey man, you know, your cat's coming in my garden. Well, so? Like, it's coming in my garden, it's shitting in my garden, and it's terrorising my fucking aviary. Like, my finches are terrified they won't breed. It's a cat, that's what it does. And like, well, I'm warning you, man, I've got a fucking guard dog, so, you know, if the dog's out there when the cat comes in, and it gets the cat, your cat's fucked. Like, once that dog goes for it, I'm not going to be able to stop it. That dog's fucking huge, like, you know, and that's what she's been taught to do, is defend the property, and in her eyes, it's an intruder, so you need to stop it, and I'm going to start throwing the shit over your fence. So the cat would shit in the garden, I'd bag all the shit up, and I'd throw it over his fence. He never said anything. And then eventually, the cat shows up, the dog's outside, dog fucking goes for it. And I'm like, well, I can't stop the dog. I'm not putting my hand in that dog's mouth to get the cat back. The cat fucking survived it, but like, it wasn't in a good way, and the bloke come knocking on the fucking door, you know, rather than take his cat to the fucking vet to get it treated for its injuries. No, he comes to my door, your fucking dog's nearly killed by a cat, you fucking like... She's a dog. You know, she's a dog, that's what she does. I don't fucking care. It's like, oh, it's alright, you know, when your cat's terrorising my fucking birds, it's right, is a cat, that's what he does. Well, my fucking dog attacks your cat for being in my fucking garden. You know, it doesn't matter that she's a dog, that's what dogs do. No, that's no good. It's fucking vicious, that dog. She's fucking barking at me. What's she fucking growling at me? I'm like, because you are yelling at me, so she thinks you are a threat. Again, she is a guard dog, and if an intruder comes in, or a threat is found on the property, she wants to attack it. That's what guard dogs do. That is what she's been trained to do. You are an idiot. He's yelling and that, and I'm like, mate, you're lucky I'm fucking studier, because if I wasn't studier, that dog would have your throat out. It's only because I know you're a twat and you'd have a put down that I'm standing here. Fuck off. I end up slamming the door in his fucking face. You think I feel good about this cat getting fucking brute? I hate this fucking level. I'm gonna roll a cigarette. I hate this level. I've got like one life left as well. If I don't like this time, I might just cheat my way through this level. I mean, this is where the booze is as well, isn't it? Is this level? I'm sure it is. Do we have to do this level? But yeah, anyway, you know, it's like I said, what am I supposed to do? It's coming on. You know, the cat's an intruder. It shouldn't be there. I can't punish the dog for doing what it's been trained to do. Yeah, he never tried, or if he did, he wasn't very good at it. But then I would have noticed if the dog had picked something up, and that I would intervene if she did that, but... I mean, that dog was well trained. Like, if I told her to give something, she would give it. You know, if I thought she picked something up I didn't want her having, you know, I'd be like, "Giz! Giz!" and she'd drop it. But you know, I don't recall anything showing up, so I guess he probably thought better about it. I miss that dog, I really do. That's the only shit thing with having dogs, is they don't live as long as you. You know, they're inevitably going to get old and die, and it's fucking shit. Like, I don't know that I'd ever get another one, to be honest, because I worry that it would never be as good. She was a great dog, you know. Always by my fucking side. She fucking saved me from drowning once, you know. It was, this massive wave came on the sea and I can't swim worth shit, and so she came in and actually pulled me out. Yeah, rats are... Actually, I don't know. The shit for them costs a lot of money if you can even find it. There's no instructions now to fucking keep rats properly, because all the instructions that I've been given are bullshit and they don't work. Finches are probably a better bet, you know. Canaries, you know, Canaries live a long time. And the last canary I had, it was... Ooh, well, he would have been like clocking on for like 18 years old by the time he pegged it. Odds of you getting that kind of lifespan out of one actually aren't very good. Like, it's really rare for them to live that long, I think. But yeah, man, mine were long-lived. Minimum life, even if you like breed a hen, you're still probably going to get 5 years out of her. Rats, I think, only live a couple of years. So yeah, you know, you're. I'm already quite attached to my rats, but yeah, I don't know how upset I'll be when they get old and shit. Try not to think about it just yet. Is there a way across there? No, there isn't. I don't think. Maybe. I better check, hadn't I? Because yeah, that doesn't go anywhere. I guess we're going to have to go up and over. My spiders got old and pegged it. They only live like a year or two. Tegenaria gigantea. The rats are only a temporary thing. One of the reasons I've got them is because of their short lifespan, because I'm hoping to get the fuck out of this house at some point. And I don't want to be having to move a big spider, because they're a bit harder to move than rats are. So the rats I can handle and move with. The spider I wouldn't really be able to. But once I've, you know what's going on and I've got it all fixed and shit, either moving or staying, I am going to get a Grammostola pulchra at some point. I think people might come around my house a bit less because people are irrationally scared of spiders for some reason, but Grammostola pulchras, yeah, maybe medium sized. I don't know what, they fucking grow like 7 or 8 inches or something, I think. They ain't that big, really. You know, it's a good bit of my fucking just call it a Brazilian black, that's a common name. I mean, they're quite expensive, but I mean, they're beautiful spiders. They're quite docile as well, most of them, so, you know, they're less likely to get defensive. Spiders, I don't know, like, if you pick a spider up, it'll probably try running on you because it'll want to get off. Like, it'll want to run somewhere else. Oh yeah, there's some places that do eat tarantulas. I'd imagine the protein content in them is probably really good, actually. I don't know that it tastes very good, because I'd imagine they're mostly made out of keratin, but yeah, they'll be very protein rich if you were to eat one. I don't think I'd want to, just solely because of how fucking expensive the damn things are. But yeah, Brazilian blacks, man, you can live like 30 years. You know, so there's a good chance that if I get one, it could actually outlive me. At least a fucking spider, it's not going to pine like a dog or a parrot would if that happens. So, you know. They don't want for much, spiders. They want a place to hide, and they want water to drink and food to eat, and that's basically it. And even then, water to drink is... I'm skipping this level, I've had enough of it. Hate this fucking level. But yeah, you know, they live a long time. I think it's 30 years anyway, I can't remember now. It may be less. Some of them live like a ridiculously long time. I don't know why people fear them, to be honest. They're not really very scary when you think about it. You know, it's like people are quite happy around dogs and shit, and so you should be. I mean, dogs are cool, but it's like you'll hang around a dog, but you won't hang around like a little spider. Like, you know, a dog can rip your arm off if it decides it doesn't like you. The spider can just put a couple of little holes in you, and even then it's probably going to run away. You're going to have to go and keep poking it in the face or something before it does that. They don't want to bite you, you know, you're bigger than they are, it scares them. I don't know that you... Oh, what the fuck, that's a rip-off. I don't know that, you know, you'll have much... Well, humans aren't, that's the thing. It's only in places like England where we don't have dangerous spiders. If you go somewhere where there's dangerous spiders, people aren't fucking scared of them. Well, you know, if you go places where they actually have, like, spiders that have venom that's actually effective on people to some extent, people don't give a shit. It's really weird. So it's just British people being a bunch of pussies, I think. But yeah, even the dangerous ones aren't that much of a problem. There's like very few spiders that are... Like at most they tend to be defensive. Like you've got like orange baboon tarantulas, it's like enthusiasts call them like orange bitey thing a lot of the time. And because they're really defensive. But I mean, you have to go to the spider to piss it off. It's not going to come and hunt you out, it just wants to be left alone. But if you start fucking about in its enclosure, it's gonna like start getting pretty mad about it. But I mean, that seems far enough to me. You know, you're disturbing its house. It just wants to be left alone. I do this every time, and is there actually anything up here? If they get in my way, I might move them. I'll put them in the closet or something, you know, just get out of the way. Oh no, I've had them run on me when I've been asleep once or twice, but they just run off. Like, you know, it's woken me up, but the spider's realised what it's done, that it freezes for a while and then it just fucks off of its own accord, like, oops, you know, I've walked on this giant and I seem to have woken it up, I'm probably going to die now. I'll just pick it up and move it away, it's not causing a problem, you know. There was loads of flies around here this year, so I was really glad of having one in on the kitchen windowsill. Like at the top of the window, there's like this fucking Steatoptera nobilis up there, which is a false widow spider. A lot of people are absolutely terrified of them, but there's nothing to be feared from them at all. Like, they can bite, but they're not going to, and even if they do, nothing's going to happen. That's like... that was up the top of the window. There was a Tegenaria domestica at the bottom, which had like its web carved specifically so the flies couldn't get out if they landed, because their webs aren't sticky. As the flies would like fly into the window, bounce off it, and they'd either end up in the Steatoptera web up the top as they try to fly away, or they'd fall to the bottom and land in the Tegenaria web. Where obviously the spider was only too happy to then just go and eat them. Because everyone else they throw them out or kill them or whatever. I don't, you know. Spiders living in my fucking house. I didn't have a fly problem this year when everyone else did. I hate this fucking level. I think I've had enough of this for one night, this game. It's grating on me. I can't even get through it like cheating. Fucking Turney. Fuck you, Turney. Think you can get a fucking higher score than me. Yeah, well, like I said, flies coming in, but they weren't lasting 5 minutes because they just went straight for the window. Just like, oh. It's sort of like, it'd go quiet and there's this stress buzzing, like this flies trying. You'd just see like this pair of like legs just disappearing down the gap in the window for him. Like, don't think we'd be bothered by that fly anymore. No, I don't know who Tony is either. That's the thing. I don't know who it is. I've no idea. That's the point. Tony is somebody. Tony's very annoying. I think I'm about done for the night. I tell you what, I said I'd play some fucking a song, didn't I, or two? I mean, let me show the sort of horrible music that I come up with. It is kind of supposed to be bad. I mean, it's kind of the point. But if you don't want your ears assaulted, I would advise not listening. Let me see. What have we got? I want like some animations to go with these, like really bad animations or pencil drawing and shit. I need to look at the audio levels. I don't want to go at the effort using a bug zapper. Let the spiders do it. It's cheaper. Eggman's a gypsy, he is a gypsy, and Eggman's a gypsy, stupid gypsy cunts. Eggman's a gypsy, lives in a caravan. Eggman's a gypsy, stupid gypsy man. Eggman's a gypsy, fucking fat gypsy, and Eggman's a gypsy, ugly gypsy cunts. Eggman's a gypsy, lives in a caravan. Eggman's a gypsy, ugly gypsy man. Eventually, probably when the album's done, the videos, I still have some things to tweak in the music. He flushes his toilet into the road, it flows into the fields now, nothing ever grows. Throws all his garbage over the fence, he doesn't much care whoever he offends. Yeah, I don't think I'm the only musician here, am I? Not that I'm a musician, I have no idea what I'm doing. Nothing ever grows. Throws all his garbage over the fence, and he doesn't much care whoever he offends. Yeah. Weird Al's cool though, man. I was playing like all about the Pentiums yesterday because I had to keep relying on the damn thing to get things done. Oh, Eggman's a gypsy, he is a gypsy, and Eggman's a gypsy, fucking gypsy cunt. Dr. Robotnik, he's a fat bastard, and Dr. Robotnik, stupid gypsy man, flushes his toilet into the road, it flows into the fields now, nothing ever grows. I'll just wait for the score it gets in this, it's stupid. He doesn't much care whoever he offends. How do you think I feel singing this shit at the top of my voice in like a house with like 9mm walls? Dr. Robotnik, he is a gypsy, and Dr. Robotnik, fucking gypsy cunt. Eggman's a gypsy, he lives in a caravan. Dr. Robotnik, ugly gypsy man. Amish Paradise I always kind of liked, but if only for the, you know, I don't get mad, in fact I wish him well. Because I've been laughing my ass off when he's burning in hell. Yeah, super. A lot of things. My fucking TV remote's probably faster than a 286. I know this little lag. It's Maggie, the local slag. She's an early redhead and she misses the bed. There's lice in her pubic hair, and she'll give you quite a scare when she takes off her underwear. Maggie, the ugly slag, has dildos in her handbag, and there inside her, when her ass sits on your head, there's mice running everywhere, but please no, don't touch her there. And she has caught you in her snare. Fucking slow. Then one cold Christmas Eve, I heard the bitch cry as she fell on the floor. She's bleeding out now, the doctors go for, as her pants filled with shit and she died on the wall. Lyrics are, like I say, they're just shit I come up with when I get mad at the game. They had their beginnings in the Let's Play I did of Mario 64 on this one. I threatened to complete it. 14.1 apparently, I think it overflows some, it's that slow. Like it goes negative and rolls over. Still smells funny. No, it doesn't add up, does it? There's something wrong. This little bag, it's Maggie, the local slag. It's not impressive. She's an ugly redhead and she misses the bed. Whose lies in her pubic hair. But yeah, I mean, those, in the grand scheme of the album, they're not the tamest, but I mean, they're tame compared to some of them. I mean, some of the songs are just blatant, like, the last one that I've produced, because it's the most difficult, is a song called Fuck Your Sister. So we got some, like, let me see, we got Fuck Your Sister. I'm not the first person to add lyrics to the video game. People have done it. There's like, some guys years ago I remember hearing singing to Sonic the Hedgehog music. But it was a thing, you know, when I was a kid, and some of the stuff on the album actually goes back to when I was a kid, and it was just me and this lad across the street, like, shit, like, one or two of them are like, lyrics are really questionable, I don't know that I really want to say them on YouTube, but some of them are really innocent, like, you've got this track in Kirby's Dream Course, and so, you know, we're playing the game, it's like, starts, so it's like, oh, what's this? Wipe your bum, wipe your bum. Wipe your bum, it's fun. Like, that was kind of the beginnings. Then it sort of got worse over time, you know, then we started maybe putting cuss words in occasionally and shit. You know, in the end started, you know, coming up with worse things. It's just something, like I say, I get mad at the game, I'll start coming up with words. Obviously, Fuck Yeah, It's Christmas Time is up on this channel. And that has a drawing, but it doesn't have an animation. Let me think, what else is supposed to be on the album? There's Shitting in a Bottle, Spying on My Cousin, Niggers Here, Niggers There, which, it's, yeah. Gas the Kikes, that's on the album. Basically just any horrible thing that I could think of. I don't really know why, other than I get mad at the game, and when I get angry I go quiet and then I start singing. Even when I'm not playing a game, even if there's no music, I'll start singing if I get angry. Like, I don't know, I'll post it up on the internet when it's done. The production's slow. I'm tempted to press it on vinyl. I kind of want to, just to say I've done it. I mean, I still got that book to finish and publish, which doesn't have anything like that in it. I mean, you could probably read shit into it if you wanted to, but yeah, the album I'll just post it up on YouTube when it's done. We'll call it The Anti-Social Experiment. What else do we got? Fucking, yeah, Think You Big, Think You're Hard. It's amazing how much rare music there is on there, but obviously it's all adapted. Like, Fuck Your Sister is Bubble Gloop Swamp from Banjo-Kazooie, but it starts going kind of trance EDM. And I've got like a rough draft of it with no words that I sort of glued together to see like how it would fit. I don't believe it now, I'll just pay for it myself. You know, sort of the musical it'll start out quite true to the original, but then I want it to start going this way. It's really easy to do this with Carcope's music for some reason. Obviously this is produced with like actual sampling synths. The file will be done with the Casio CZ like everything else. Like, you know, trying to do like pianos and shit with like an 80s programmable synth. It's supposed to have that vibe, you know, so. Come on, there's a chance you gotta do it. Walk into her room, it smells me, she already knows what I want to see. I'm gonna make it, I know she's gonna take it, cause my sister's always ready and she makes me fucking hard. We've got to be careful or we'll make her retard. Yeah, fuck your sister to a funky rhythm, yeah. Way out of key, but you get the idea. Like, I want it to start out normally enough, but obviously I'm not going to play any more games. Like, I'll be fucking off out of here in a few minutes, because I need to sort some shit out and go to sleep. So if you're here for games, you know, you can probably check out, but you know, I've had enough of like Keen 1 kicking my ass for one day, and I've had enough of Rhodes' shit game. But I don't know, Mullet Man's music will be shitty 80s porno music, I think. I don't really want to see Mullet Man's porno. Like, it seems like something he would do as well. But yeah, there's quite a variety. Like, Gash the Kikes is kind of industrial sounding. Shitting in a Bottle has like this bland early 2000s pop sound to it, which isn't something I've ever played with before, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that. I've got a hip-hop song as well, but that's not something I've ever really... Like, I dabbled with that years and years ago, but that was more like 2000s hip-hop, and I would have gone more 80s hip-hop. Yeah, Mullet Man would probably... He'd just be the pervert at the window. That would be his thing, I think. It's like when he says he goes down the gym, I'm not sure he actually does any exercise. I think he probably just sniffs the saddle of the women's exercise bikes or something. It's probably about as much gym as he does, but I think his music, there's loads and loads of shit that I never really pursed. I mean, some of it ends up on SoundCloud and shit, but it really is a challenge, like, just trying to do everything with, like, the 80s synths. Like, it got, like, perfectly good Corgo 1 Yamaha MU from the 90s. It's got this nice S3200 sampler. Fuck that, do everything with, like, an old programmable synth. Try getting shit like that. There's just no fucking need for it, but obviously when it's mixed properly. I don't really know, because I mean it would play fine if it was set up for eMIDI properly. But yeah, it's not the kind of place, like, you know, you really want to take, like, 80s programmable synths. This sort of shit's more their thing, which I have on SoundCloud, but I don't think I'll ever get to, like, YouTube this stuff. Skip to that bit. So this is more like what it should be doing. Yeah, then there's the shit I never... Yeah, I mean, it's a mixed bag. There's some absolute crap there. Like I say, there's a fuck ton of stuff I never pursed. I don't know if I'll be able to find that on here. Let me have a look. I think it's an old version like this. It's just how to fuck with it, you know. See, can you get, like, what you'd expect to come out of, like, a mid-80s synth? Can you get it to do it? It doesn't always work. It's probably the newest song I've ever learnt to play. Never finished this, never posted it. Like, I'll skip through a couple more and then I'll get out of here. So I'm knackered. There, I'd never posted that anywhere. It's when the choir and shit comes out that it starts working. Not a single sample in this song. Just a Casio CZ1, a synth nobody likes. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's, again, it's just not a place you really should be going with, like, mid-80s synths. Like, this kind of is, for the most part. I still think the composer missed an opportunity with this. Because, I mean, you could have a nice bass line there, sure, but what he missed was his chance to be tacky and cheesy. Needs that little, run over the flats here, though. Maybe, I don't know, it's, I don't mind ending it out at some point. I need to do more Nightmare 3D shit at some point. So I got that. Which was only done as a test. Got Zelda shit. I mean, that's rough as hell, and again was mostly done for testing. The most challenging shit up to now has been Works of Might and White, which probably will show up on YouTube eventually. Well, it's a long song, it's like 9 minutes long, there's no way I'm going through the whole thing, but it's essentially the, you know, city in my book, if it was music, is the best way I can describe it. It's a mash things until it works musician rather than a playing it in advance, I guess. But I can't read music, so by the definition I can't be a musician. Yeah, this doesn't use mid-80s synths. But I need to go back and fix the tuning, because it should be like A430 instead of A440. But that is on SoundCloud, as is Workers of Might and White. Took 2 years to get this to sound anywhere near what it should. I'd be interested to know if it's making squealing noises with the downsampling, because some weird things happen with that, so let me know if it's raping your ears with random screeching noises. Yeah, the tuning's wrong and the key's wrong. There's a lot of secrets to this song, no one's cracked them yet. I might explain it someday. It's shitty music. I sort of looked into it, it's something I might do eventually, but it's not high on the list. There's a long story behind that song, and I might tell it sometime, but not today. But yeah, speed it up a bit, because I was like, what I had, you know, I'm like, that A sounds like, the A on that piano sounds wrong, and like sounds really like sort of dull. On what I'd heard that I was trying to replicate. It's hard to explain without telling the whole story, but the story would take me probably hours to explain. Yeah, it has that vibe, doesn't it? But, you know, that, again, I'm not a musician, I don't know this shit, so I sort of pondered it, and I'm like, it's almost G sharp, it sounds like A flat would be the same key. You know, but I don't think it would be possible to actually play, and what I'm seeing isn't, like, A flat. So I moved it down to G, and that's wrong. It should be, I found by accident, you know, A used to be closer to 430, and if I move the tuning there, it works. It sounds a lot more like it should, but I need to render it all from scratch, and believe it or not, there's like 9 fucking channels in that song. Like there's all these weird things, like the sound of hammers banging things in the piano and all sorts that I tried to get right. So it takes a lot of work. Like I said, it took 2 years to fucking make that, and I've got to go back and start again. But for now, I've just sped it up and brought it sort of to where it should be. So imagine it playing at the tempo it was, because it's going to play fast, but sort of in this key. This is where the tuning should be, somewhere around here. Yeah, it really does sound like saloon music from like the late 1800s or something. Which fits with the other shit that's going on with it, but there's yeah, I mean obviously it shouldn't play that fast, but that's the key it should be in, which no instrument is tuned to that now, which I didn't know. I only found that by accident. I knew there was something up with the tuning, and by pure accident I was watching this guy talking about ancient Egypt, and he's like, well, the base of the pyramid 440, that it corresponds to a musical note, and some other guys say, well, no, it doesn't, because they wouldn't have used that back then. It was like 432 for years. And I'm like, oh shit, like it was like hours later when it just played that, I'm like, that's what's wrong with my fucking tuning. Like, no, I looked it up, it's like, yeah, they wouldn't have been using 440 back then, that's why it sounds wrong. But there's other songs I'd love to transcribe, but they're just way too complicated for me. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do them. Sometime, like I say, I will tell the story behind how that song came to be. You know, I'm even writing it down, because it's very strange, and when I tell it, a lot of people are probably going to think I'm fucking insane, and that's why it's taken me years to say anything, but someday I will. I will tell it. Because it scares me, it absolutely terrifies me. But, you know, it's not for today, I don't have time. I'm going to finish this cigarette and I'm going to fuck off for the night. Because I've still got to clean the rat shit up in the cage. Yeah, it does dreams and memories that don't make sense to me. It's really odd. Some of it is hidden in the song, like, you know, but nobody's found it yet. Nobody's actually discovered what's going on there. But there's things hidden in that song. I don't know what it'll be that I tell it, but it has a lot to answer to. Yeah, I have nothing else to do on this 286. I'll have a look in NSSI and see what it picks up. Yeah, I've well, that's kind of where it comes from. It's an odd thing. It's some very strange things, and it's shit like that with the tuning that bugs me, just because of the fact that there's no way I could have known that, and it wasn't something I knew, but I knew something was up. I was like, that the A is really dull, it's almost A flat, and it turns out it would have been in the time when that music was there, and it scares me. I kind of don't like it. Yeah, a lot of odd things, a lot of strange things, and it's really hard to actually, I mean, I can't play music like that, and I don't understand it. Like, some of the chords and shit in that, I've no idea. And even if I did, it's just, there's something up with that. It's like trying to transcribe shit out of a dream or a memory or whatever. It's really hard to recall, like, tempos and turns. It's like the human brain just doesn't do that. But I mean, my dreams and shit are fucking weird. Like, apparently shit I can do in them is unusual in itself. I can keep track of time. If I look at a clock, I can see the clock face, and time moves, and it seems consistent in the dream. I don't know if it's consistent outside of the dream, like, but it seems consistent. I can change some dreams, but there's certain things in them that I can't, and it's weird. Yeah, it is kind of like that, I guess. It's like I say, it's a very long story. Oh, this is going to freeze it, isn't it? Yep, because NSSI doesn't work that way. We'll have a look through NSSI before I get out of here. But it's like I say, it's a really long story. There's a lot of stuff there, and it's when subjected to scrutiny, it's kind of horrifying. Especially with some of the things that actually got figured out, and that song led to, like, one of the most worrying fucking things that I found out. You know, that I actually discovered just from you know, what I was seeing and hearing. It's now, Video 2000, I saw that when I was a kid, though, because I had an uncle who wouldn't give up on it. And I can still control dreams from time to time. I don't do it so much now, I just opt not to. I just sort of sit back and let them happen. Yeah, maybe. I've got some ideas for Christmas. I'd like to stream Banjo-Tooie at Christmas, but I don't own it yet. I'm going to live stream a Harry Potter game at some point, I've decided. I've been wondering for years, how can I top the awfulness that was the first thing? I'm going to live stream probably the third one on the F one. It needs doing, I think. Let's see how fast this is. I don't think the charts go this low on NSS. I didn't even know it ran on 286. Apparently it does. It's very slow. You can see it drawing the screen. But keep in mind, I've never really played Banjo-Tooie that much, so if I do that, it's going to suck. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's thing is, I can read in dreams, and it's coherent English that I see on the paper, because that's usually what will alert me to the fact I'm dreaming, is if a word's wrong or something, or if there's like a sum and it doesn't add up. That's when my brain will be like, ah, this is a dream, something's wrong. I think we're stuck in here now. I think the machine crashed. No, it didn't. Yeah, it's pretty cool that, like I said, there's a lot of shit I can't make dreams do. It's really weird. Flying I can't do. I can only sort of become lighter and jump, but usually water will appear under me, and I don't like that. And last time I did it, it felt like claws grabbed my ankles and the world growled at me, so I don't do it anymore. It's horrible. Nothing knows what this video card is. It's an odd fucking thing. And now it's broken it. That's nice. Well, anyway, I'm going to fuck off for the night, I think. Yeah, that's what it's like, jumping really high and sort of gliding down slowly. That's the best I can do, and it takes a lot of effort. But anyway, I'm definitely getting out of here. I need to go to sleep. So yeah, that was Rhodesy's shit game. That was some Commander Keen and a whole lot of the 286 breaking down and been a nuisance. That's why I don't really use it very often. It's just not a useful machine. It doesn't surprise me that they'll have some nonsense like that. But yeah, like thanks for like tuning in and shit. But yeah, I'll see you around again at some point. I don't think there'll be any more streams this month because like I said, I'm going to be tiring out the VGA cables and getting composite cables in here, so for something that I'm trying to do. So yeah, I'll see you around another time. Thanks for tuning in and shit. You know.